This is London.
Take you now to London.
This is London.
Hello wrestling fans, I'm Fiona Fox and welcome once again to LDN Capital TV, proudly bringing you the very best in British wrestling today right here on the Fight Network. This week we're coming at you from the Drill Hall in Ware, and it's an historic occasion as we introduce a brand new championship here in LDN. And if that wasn't enough, we've also got a cracking main event as the Bombay Dream Ross Jordan, fresh from his exploits in Bollywood, takes on the 2007 Golden Grappler Johnny Kidd. It's a jam-packed show and there's not a moment to lose. So without further ado, let's go down to ringside and join Mr. TV, John Atkins.
Next match is the LDN Training Academy Championship. Introducing first, from LDN Training, Abel.
Hello wrestling fans and welcome to LDN Capital TV, here exclusively on the Fight Network. You join us at the Drill Hall in Ware. My name is John Atkins and it is a historic occasion here on Capital TV because we are kicking things off with the inception of a brand new belt, a brand new championship title here in LDN. It is the LDN Academy Championship. You saw our ring announcer for this matchup. In the ring, Justin Richards, a former British champion himself, now the head trainer and owner of the LDN Wrestling School in Edmonton in North London. You'll have seen adverts for it here on the Fight Network, and indeed details on our website, ldnwrestling.com. But fans, right here, two of the top products of that wrestling school will be fighting in just a matter of moments with the hope of being crowned the inaugural LDN Wrestling Academy champion. And there we see the big man in the ring. His name is Abel. And Abel, a fierce competitor indeed. And his opponent, another student from the LDN Wrestling School, Billy Reynolds. Reynolds, here he comes now, making his way to the ring. A charismatic youngster indeed, with a great opportunity to make a name for himself here on Capital TV this week. There you see the rest of his academy class, wishing him the very best of luck. And indeed, every fan in attendance solidly behind this youngster, Billy Reynolds, hoping to become the first ever LDN Academy champion. And again, a big thanks to our special guest ring announcer for the match. In the ring there, Mr. Justin Richards. Well, Justin Richards really explaining the importance of this matchup. And he was reminding both of these wrestlers that they represent the LDN Academy that he owns and he runs. And as such, they ought to be respectful and put on a great wrestling match, a fairly contested wrestling match. And indeed, it would have been highly appropriate where they could start with a handshake. But Abel had other ideas, and quite frankly, looking at the size of him, not too many people in the building going to be able to argue effectively. And I wonder if Billy Reynolds is going to be one of those people. Here we see two of the future stars of the sport competing over the LDN Academy Championship, looking to become the first LDN Academy champion. But coming up later on the show, in this very hour, we will see two of the top veterans in the sport today. One of them, the returning Ross Jordan, who has been in the sport for over 5 years. And another one, Johnny Kidd, who has been in the sport for in excess of 25 years. Ross Jordan versus Johnny Kidd later on tonight. Johnny Kidd, of course, the 2007 Golden Grappler winner. And that is going to be a great matchup. But right now, two stars of the future, Billy Reynolds and Abel, competing over the LDN Academy Championship under the watchful eye of Justin Richards. Oh my, Reynolds landing hard on his face. And Abel, an absolute monster here. Abel, an absolute powerhouse. Unrefined, maybe. Unpolished, perhaps. But very, very dominant so far. And perhaps with enough pure brute strength to get the job done. But you cannot count out the fan base that Billy Reynolds is enjoying, the adrenaline surge that is going to offer him. The popularity of Billy Reynolds cannot be underestimated. And indeed, he is clearly a promising young wrestler in his own right. Or there is no way that he would have been selected for this matchup by the Academy trainer, Justin Richards. So Reynolds clearly with all the potential in the world. And I think we're going to see big things from this young man. And we might be seeing them right now. He escapes a very dangerous move there, but gets caught and able to kick out on two. Oh my! Reynolds just sent testicles first into the middle turnbuckle. And now Abel looks like he has got dangerous things on his mind. And I have never seen anything like this before. But it's to his cost, because he lands hard on the outside. And Abel may have been trying to run before he could walk there. It was an interesting idea, but it just didn't pay off. And Abel may have suffered a serious injury already. Reynolds off the top. And he wipes out the monster on the outside.
These are dangerous days. These are dangerous days.
And Billy Reynolds showing no fear here on this, the biggest match of his career to date. But he is just flung back into the ring by the monster Abel. And Abel just hammering on his own leg. Clearly trying to get some feeling back into that limb. Abel sitting back on the fragile body of Billy Reynolds, just pulling him every which way but go. Take a look at the shape he has contorted young Reynolds into. And a big blow with the right forearm into the side of the head. And so far, Reynolds has had very little opportunity to express his skills. And indeed, he has taken rather a large amount of punishment. And if it continues this way, then it's very clear indeed who the first ever LDN Academy champion is going to be. But Reynolds out of the way in the nick of time. Abel lands hard in the corner. And now Reynolds summoning all the strength and adrenaline he can. And a big splash comes out of the corner. Bulldog. Abel landing head first. And does Reynolds have enough to follow it up? Has he got enough petrol left in the tank? Kick to the midsection, swinging neckbreaker. Abel is down. Here's the cover, hooks the leg. Oh, barely even a 1 count. Barely even a 1 count. Reynolds doing all he can. But Abel's such a big man. And Reynolds again doing his best to dodge the bullet. Hoists himself up onto the middle rope. Comes off the top with a double leg Nelson. Here's a cover. And he gets it. The full weight of his body behind him. Came off that middle rope with a double leg Nelson. Caught the big man unawares. And the winner of the match and the first ever LDN Academy Wrestling Champion, Billy Reynolds. Take a look at this. Boot to the face. Reynolds comes off the middle. Double leg Nelson, rolls the whole body up, forces the legs down, 1, 2, 3. The winner of the match and the first ever LDN Academy champion.
If you want a piece, take your best shot, because I'm not giving that title up without a fight.
Many congratulations there to the winner, Billy Reynolds, the first ever LDN Wrestling Academy champion. And there is Justin Richards in the ring. And the fans solidly behind Reynolds, and the man worked very hard indeed. And what an exciting time in the life of this young rookie. Congratulations to the new champion of the LDN Academy, Billy Reynolds. Coming up next, Ross Jordan versus Johnny Kidd.
Can learn to be a professional wrestler at one of 3 LDN training schools. For more information, go online to www.ldnwrestling.com.
Fiona Fox here, fans, once again bringing you the latest backstage news and happenings here in LDN in this week's edition of the London Eye. After making an impressive debut with a win against Jonathan Hardwick last week, the former paratrooper Lee Walker has been granted a match against Mike Mendoza next week here on Capital TV. Walker has said he's determined to make the most of this opportunity and promised to impress fans and matchmakers alike, setting himself the goal of becoming a top contender to the LDN British Championship by the end of the year. Walker seems to have a great attitude, but after just one match in the company, is he biting off more than he can chew? We'll find out next week. And talking of the LDN British Championship, the current champion Yorgos has publicly stated that he is determined to be a fighting champion and will happily take on any and all worthy challengers to his belt. After successfully defending the title against Tex Benedict, Yorgos is set to defend the belt next week against the man he won it from, the supposedly reformed former champion, gentleman John Ritchie. If successful in that encounter, he's already lined up a number of other title defences over the coming months, against stars such as the Welsh Dragon Ricky Hype and John Ritchie's occasional tag team partner and associate Danny Garnell. Busy times ahead for the Mediterranean sensation, but as he told LDN promoters and management, he wouldn't have it any other way. And of course, we'll bring you all of these matches in full here on Capital TV. That's all we've got time for on the London Eye this week, so let's get back down to ringside for our main event.
How dare you question my son's abilities? Nagasaki, you should know better than anyone that I, Lloyd Ryan, have the greatest managerial mind in wrestling. I have taught my son well, and together with Brookside, I have created the perfect combination of youth and experience. Nagasaki, you are a shell of your former self, but if there is even a spark of the man you used to be, I demand that you meet my team in the ring.
Welcome, disciples of Kendo Nagasaki. Brookside is not a fit challenger. Contrary to what Ryan has said about Brookside almost beating Nagasaki, the record shows that Kendo Nagasaki always came out victorious. And the evidence of this was Brookside's frustrated outburst in front of Kendo Nagasaki's many fans at a book signing by Nagasaki at Bath, where Brookside also engineered the disappearance of a life-size image of Nagasaki. If anyone should be aggrieved at all this, it should be Kendo Nagasaki, not Lloyd Ryan, at having to suffer these many insults and the disappearance of his personal property. You're lucky that Kendo Nagasaki can exercise restraint and not seek revenge for all this, but you're pushing your luck.
Well, fans, it is main event time here on this week's edition of LDN Capital TV, right here on the Fight Network, and making his way to the ring, Ross Jordan. Great to see Ross Jordan again back in an LDN ring. He made his return just a few months ago after a long period of absence, but it's great to see him back in LDN and here on Capital TV. A very exciting young athlete and a very, very good wrestler indeed as well. But I can't help but feel he's going to have his hands full tonight with his opponent, the 2007 Golden Grappler winner, Johnny Kidd. Nonetheless, whoever wins or loses the matchup, the real winners are you and I, the fans watching at home, for what is sure to be a classic encounter. And the Bombay Dream now awaiting the arrival of his opponent, Johnny Kidd. And the tension really building here in the drill hall and where. But finally he makes his way to the ring. Perhaps the greatest wrestler this country has ever produced. Certainly in the top 5. Certainly in the top 5. And still going strong, the 2007 Golden Grappler. There he is, Johnny Kidd, as I was saying. perhaps one of the top 5 wrestlers ever produced by this country.
So once again, please welcome the Bombay Dream, Ross
And that harebrained request only served to further aggravate the fans here at the Drill Hall. What a dimwit. Johnny Kidd, not just a great talent in his own right, but clearly a great judge of talent. The last time we saw him here on Capital TV was the week before Yorgos Christopoulos faced John Ritchie for the LDN Championship. And Johnny Kidd said, "You are going to go all the way. You have got all the tools in the world. You are a great wrestler, and you are going to beat John Ritchie." And indeed, that is exactly what Yorgos did. So Johnny Kidd certainly knows talent when he sees it. And he is not impressed by the attitude displayed here by the Bombay Dream, Ross Jordan. In this Spirit Falls matchup here on the main event of this week's edition of LDN Capital TV.
These are dangerous days. These are dangerous days.
6 3-minute rounds, 2 pinfalls, 2 submissions or a knockout will decide the winner. And fans of great British wrestling really are in for a treat here. And of course, each and every week here on Capital TV on the Fight Network, we bring you the very best wrestling in the United Kingdom today. Indeed, next week, Yorgos will put his LDN British Championship on the line in a rematch from the Legend Showdown against the former champ, the notorious John Ritchie. Or should I say Gentleman John Ritchie, as he's now insisting on being called. So next week, another title matchup as the LDN British Championship is defended here on Capital TV in what is sure to be another fantastic main event. Plus Mike Mendoza back in action, taking on a man who served his country in Iraq, the former paratrooper Lee Walker. It's going to be a great show, all that plus lots more to come. But let's not look past this great match that we're enjoying now. It's only round 1 of 6. But so far, Ross Jordan frustrated. He's not getting his own way. And the fans at the Drill Hall and Ware having a great time, getting on the back of the Bombay Dream. Johnny Kidd refusing to be riled. Simply doing what he knows best, and that is wrestling. We saw at Legend Showdown, he had a great matchup with the living legend that is Johnny Saint. And those two men put on a wrestling clinic. And Kidd showed that he could go toe-to-toe with the legend. And I think that secretly he might be looking to take Ross Jordan to school here tonight on Capital TV. Jordan checking everything's still where it ought to be. And Kidd standing back, awaiting the return of Jordan to the ring. He's back in, he goes behind. Nice single leg takedown. And Jordan is literally being out-wrestled here by Johnny Kidd, the 2007 Golden Grappler. And Kidd threatening to place an elbow into the nose of Ross Jordan. And Jordan felt that one. Nice move there by the veteran Johnny Kidd. And Jordan already might have a broken nose. I'm sure he doesn't. But Kidd finally showing his disdain for Ross Jordan. You have to think about the personality types of these two wrestlers. Stark contrast to each other. Jordan, of course, the flamboyant showboater, and Johnny Kidd, the quiet, reserved, pure wrestler. And it is Johnny Kidd who is on top at the moment in this, the opening round of this Spirit Rules matchup. And Kidd might be looking for an early submission to get that one full lead. And that can be a great psychological advantage over your opponent to get a fall in the first round. But let's not sell Jordan short as a wrestler. He is a very accomplished athlete in his own right. He has been around the business a long time. And he has wrestled many of the country's top names. But here's a cover. And just a 2 count. And Jordan very quickly back to his corner. Just in time, I believe, for the bell there to end the first round. And the first round comes to an end and the score is still 0-0.
Second away, round 2.
And after a brief respite, Johnny Kidd comes out of his corner fighting. Leapfrogging referee Chris Roberts. And not giving the Bombay Dream a moment to collect his thoughts. We saw enough stalling from Ross Jordan in the last round. Johnny Kidd's not going to let the match continue in a similar vein. He wants to score a clean and decisive victory over Ross Jordan, and he's going to do it however he can. Nice reversal there by Kidd. And let's not forget, Kidd has both defeated and been beaten by the new LDN champion Yorgos. And I know there's a deep personal and professional respect between the two gentlemen. And I have to suspect that somewhere down the line, Johnny Kidd has got to be considered a top contender for a shot at Yorgos' title belt. Here's a cover from Kidd. Just a 1 count on that occasion. Oh, and a backslide out of nowhere there from Johnny Kidd. And there it is in the second round. In round 2, moments into round 2, after a surprising backslide, Johnny Kidd gets the first fall, a pinfall there over Ross Jordan. Oh no, and an attack from behind in the interval between rounds. And Jordan very lucky not to get disqualified instantly for that. Very unsportsmanlike behaviour. He just levelled Johnny Kidd with a blow to the back of the head, and indeed he's been rewarded with a public warning, but the damage will have been done. And look, no remorse there at all in the face of the Bombay Dream. And believe it or not, fans, he is proud of his actions. What an absolute numbskull that man is. Well, Kidd's still reeling from the effects of that blow. As I said, Jordan punished with a public warning, but the damage has been done to Kidd. Although Kidd, of course, still with that one full advantage. We're in the third round now. And Jordan offering a handshake of apology. And I'm not so sure Kidd should be taking it. Certainly not at this stage of the match. And indeed, it was all a setup there. And Jordan with a kick to the midsection. Kidd goes down. Kidd behind. Nice takedown there from Ross Jordan. Ties up the feet of Johnny Kidd.
These are dangerous days. These are dangerous days.
And is that a submission from Johnny Kidd? I'm not so sure it was. Nonetheless, he's clearly in agony. The referee's asking if he wants to quit, and he says no. And indeed, a nice counter there breaks the hold. And Johnny Kidd once again back in control. And now we're in the third round. Kidd with a closed fist. The referee stops him from using it. And Jordan with a thumb to the eye. And now Kidd trapped in those ropes. And we are enjoying a quality wrestling match here on this week's edition of LDN Capital TV. Johnny Kidd and Ross Jordan putting on a masterclass of wrestling. Nice scientific skills being displayed there by the Bombay Dream. In recent years, Jordan has been more famed for his high-flying prowess. Oh! Oh my goodness! A low blow, possibly accidental there by Johnny Kidd. Well, the referee gives him a public warning, and that may have been a worthwhile sacrifice. Straight in the ghoulies, and Jordan suffered. So now both men with one public warning, and Johnny Kidd one full up. Jordan in control in the third round. Knee to the back. Chinlock forcing the head of Kidd back. Kidd pulling himself back up to his feet. Snapmare takedown on Jordan. And just like that, the tables are turned. And Kidd back in control. And an elbow to the side of the head. Right in the ear of Jordan. You can see he's just forcing that ear back. And that is going to play havoc with the balance of Ross Jordan. Jordan with the cover, but the feet very clearly on the middle rope. And even the referee saw that one. Well, Jordan being highly disrespectful towards Johnny Kidd. And indeed the fans in attendance here at the Drill Hall. As I was saying, Johnny Kidd must surely consider himself a top contender for a shot at Yorgos's belt. Yorgos has already defended the title successfully against Tex Benedict here on Capital TV last week. And there's no rest for the new champion, because next week he puts the belt on the line against the former champion, Gentleman John Ritchie, in what is sure to be a great rematch. You'll see that right here on Capital TV. And you see there the balance of Jordan has been affected. He's just staggering around the ring. And Kidd with a nice standing dropkick sends him back down to the canvas.
5, 6, 7, 8.
And that's the end of the round. The referee separates the two men and they go back to their respective corners. And we are at the halfway stage of this matchup. And the score is still Johnny Kidd 1, Ross Jordan 0. And that's going to start playing in the mind of Ross Jordan very soon. And we may see the Bombay Dream become even more desperate. Kidd with that one full advantage. That's a big psychological crutch for him at this stage. And you know, being one full down is going to play a lot on the mind of Ross Jordan. You can see in his eyes the desperation there. And I think he's telling the referee he's had enough. I think Ross Jordan might be walking out of this one. He is telling the referee he's going. He is going. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what an abrupt ending to this matchup. What an unfortunate way to end things here on this week's edition of Capital TV. Seconds into the fourth round, but Kidd saying you don't get away that easily, and he brings him back in the hard way. Nicely done there by Johnny Kidd. Jordan was all set to hit the showers. Oh my. And Johnny Kidd might be regretting bringing back Ross Jordan so quickly now. Kidd staggers across the ring. Ross Jordan looks to follow up, goes for a big splash, and lands in a very precarious position among the top rope. And he's being taken for a ride. And his testicles are going to feel like they've just been through a spin cycle. Unfortunate turn of events there for Ross Jordan. And an atomic drop follows up the testicular-based offense. Kidd now looking to get that second and winning fall. Jordan determined not to let that happen. Misses with a clothesline. Nice roll up there from Kidd. But Jordan's in the ropes. And Jordan got the fall there. But he was holding on to the middle ropes. We've got to get a replay of that, fans. Because that is a real miscarriage of justice in my book. Jordan gets the equalising fall, but I don't think the referee was in a good position to see that. Well, fans, you saw it as well as I did. Jordan holding firmly onto the ropes in an attempt to hold Johnny Kidd's shoulders down, but I think it's going to stand. I think it's going to stand. The referee's decision is final. And the score is 1-1 apiece. Well, that is a real shock there. That is a real shock. You saw it as plain as the nose of my face. Jordan rolled Johnny Kidd up, but Jordan was right in those ropes. He was forcing himself down, using the rope for leverage. There was no way Johnny Kidd could have kicked out of that one. And much as it pains me to say it, that was a bad call by the referee, Chris Roberts, who thus far has done a very good job. Well, the matchup continues, but the life has been kicked out of Johnny Kidd. He is absolutely deflated now. He went from being one fall up and on top of the world to suddenly being at level pegging. Well, a second and final public warning there for the Bombay Dream, and rightly so. That's a good call. But Johnny Kidd now needs to get that fall. He needs to get that fall back. He needs to get the winning combination now. And he just snaps Ross Jordan back into the ring, goes up top. And Johnny Kidd is going to fly. And he comes off the top to drop the knee, but Jordan's out of the way. And Kidd lands hard. And now Jordan's got him tied up. Jordan has got him tied up. And there's nowhere for Kidd to go. It's 1-1 apiece. It is 1-1 apiece, and we're in the final round. And all of a sudden, this matchup is against the clock. And Johnny Kidd, who has been in control all the way up till this point, now suddenly finds himself playing catch-up in a very real sense. The score is 1-1. But Johnny Kidd has had his left leg taken out from underneath him. Nonetheless, the 2007 Golden Brooklyn are doing all he can to fight back. But he gets dropped on his own knee. And Jordan arrogantly continuing the onslaught at a leisurely pace. rather than going for the cover and trying to end the matchup. He is content simply to try and injure Johnny Kidd in a most unsportsmanlike fashion. And come on, referee, you have to stop this now, because it would be such a shame to see Johnny Kidd's career come to an end like this, particularly at the hands of the Bombay Dream. Kidd now with a roll-up, double leg Nelson, and just a 2 count, and that was very close. Kidd now with a nice combination again, another roll-up, and this time he gets it in the final round with seconds on the clock. Johnny Kidd defeats Ross Jordan 2 falls to 1. Unbelievable, out of nowhere, take a look at that. What a fantastic piece of chain wrestling there by the 20-plus year veteran Johnny Kidd. Marvellous, marvellous wrestling from Johnny Kidd. Jordan never saw it coming, he rolled him up, and with seconds on the clock in the 6th and final round, the winner of the match by 2 falls to 1, Johnny Kidd. Congratulations to Johnny Kidd. A great win and a great match here in the main event of this week's edition of Capital TV. Congratulations to Kidd fans, we are nearly out of time, but be sure to join us next week right here on the Fight Network for more LDN Capital TV as Yorgos defends the LDN British Championship against former champion, gentleman John Ritchie.